Hello and welcome back to the Son of the Morning Comics channel. And once again, I have to thank Marcel Dupree for providing the PDF for another new comic. This time it's Love University by Allison Cheney Whitmore, Carola Borelli, and Agnes Pozza. Before we get into the review, I'd like to take a moment to kindly ask you to subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, hit that notification bell, leave some comments down below, and you can always reach me over at sonofthemorning7 over on Twitter. So this story begins with our protagonist, Lucy Barlock, visiting a fortune teller to find out if there is love in her future. Lucy tells the fortune teller that basically she feels like she is on the outside looking in. She's good at giving advice to others, but her best attribute is her archery skills, not something she feels will attract a love interest. She has never felt as if she's belonged in any situation, so the fortune teller tells Lucy that unfortunately, love is forbidden for her. Lucy is obviously stunned by this revelation and leaves the tent a little dazed. Later at home, Lucy is lamenting the words she had heard, and they're keeping her up that night. Next, Lucy gets ready to go on a class trip to tour some universities. Her hope is that she'll get into Brookburn. Other than that, she's not really interested in the tour, except for seeing Brookburn. Upon seeing Brookburn, Lucy really feels like it's the place for her. After a long day, she starts to get ready for bed when her hand starts glowing. It's more of an energy ball that seems to belong to her. She goes outside and sees the other students following these pink energy balls. Lucy heads in the other direction and wants nothing to do with this, and then is seemingly abducted. One of the guys that's abducting her notices that she has a special mark on her wrist. Lucy wakes up in a very strange place where she overhears a conversation about how she's a class 1, something that apparently hasn't been seen for a century. Sensing that she's awake, her abductors greet her and welcome her to Love University. She is then taken on a tour by the dean's son, who is tasked to, show her around the campus. But before she goes anywhere, she wants to know what happened to the others. She's told that they already started their tour, that hers is different because she's special. On her tour, she sees several Cupid statues and asks about them. This is when it's revealed to her that Love University is a Cupid training school, and she's in the highest class of Cupids, a class 1, which is something unheard of. When they arrive at the archery range, they're greeted by another special one. This one, his name is Nox, who is a half Cupid, half night god hybrid. I don't know what that is, at least not yet. I'm sure we'll find out in future issues. Lucy shows off her archery prowess by hitting the bullseye on her very first try. Nox thinks that it's just lucky. So the news is then broken to Lucy that falling in love is forbidden for Cupids. No relationships are allowed at Love University. Nox seems to be ignoring that rule, however. Lucy decides that she's going to stay at Love University because maybe it's the place where she will finally fit in. So, this comic was very well written by Allison Cheney Whitmore. My only real complaint is that we don't actually learn Lucy's name until about page 10. I think the art is a really good match for the character-centered story. The foreground is very detailed, while the backgrounds are just detailed enough to not interfere with the focus. So I think Carola Borelli did quite well there. And the colors by Agnes Pozza is very good, especially with the shading. So overall, I'd have to say it was a fun read. Lucy's character was developed really well, and I'm curious to see what actually goes on at a university for Cupid training. So, thank you again here for joining me here on the Son of the Morning Comics channel, and I'll hope you join me again for another review.